Welcome to KODY channel. Today we are going to discuss the topic single phase induction motor part 3. Part 1 and part 2 already kept in my channel. I will also provide these videos in my description. First of all, I thank you everyone who are support my channel. Those who are not subscribed my channel as of now, please subscribe my channel, hit the notification button and like and share the video to your friends. Let's start the topic. Which of the following motors is generally used in toys? Here they asked that generally used in toys. What type of motor? Which of the following motor we can use? Reluctance motor, hysteresis motor, shaded pole motor, and two-wall capacitor motor. In generally, we used in toys is reluctance motor. In capacitor-start single-phase motors, a current in the starting winding leads the voltage. Current in the starting winding lags the voltage. Current in the starting winding in phase with the voltage. In running winding, none of the above. In capacitor start single-phase motors, the current is in the starting winding leads the voltage. Here we can see that the current in the starting winding leads the voltage in capacitor start single phase motor. In capacitor start motor, the phase displacement between the starting and running winding can be nearly. Here they asked the phase displacement between the starting and running winding can be nearly in capacitor start single phase motor. It will be 10 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. It should be nearly 90 degrees. Where in capacitor start motor, the phase displacement between starting and running winding can be nearly 90 degrees. A capacitor start single phase induction motor is switched on supply with a capacitor replaced by an inductor. Here they asked the capacitor replaced by an inductor of a equivalent reactance value. It will be start and then stop, start and run slow, start and run at greater speed, not start at all. Here they ask that in capacitor start single phase induction motor, if we replace these capacitor by an inductor with an equivalent reactance value equivalent to the capacitor value, it will be run or not. He asked the question like that. It not at all start when we keep an inductor in place of the capacitor in capacitor start induction motor. In capacitor start single phase motor, when capacitor is replaced by a resistance, here they asked the replacing of this capacitor is replaced with the resistor. The torque will be increased, the motor will be consume less power, motor will be run in reverse direction, motor will continue to run in same direction. When you replace the capacitor by the resistor, the motor will continue run in same direction. A single phase capacitor start motor will take starting current nearly. Here they asked the starting current nearly 4 to 6 times of the full load, 3 times the full load current, twice the full load current, and same as load current. Here they ask the single phase capacitor starter, the starting current nearly. In induction motor it should be 4 to 6 times, but in single phase induction motor it should be twice the full load current. A permanent split single phase capacitor motor does not have centrifugal switch, starting winding, squirrel cage rotor, high power factor. Here you can see that a permanent split single phase Capacitor rotor motor does not have centrifugal switch. In a two-value capacitor motor, the capacitor used for running purpose is, and here you can see that they asked the capacitor used for running purpose is an dry type AC electrolyte capacitor, paper spaced oil filled capacitor, air capacitor, and ceramic capacitor. The 2-volt capacitor motor, the capacitor used for running purpose is paper spaced oil filled type. This is a repeated question in the competitive exams. Remember that it is should be paper spaced oil filled type used in running purpose. Here you can see that in a ceiling fan employing capacitor-run motor, the secondary winding surround with the primary winding surrounds the secondary winding. Both are usually arrangement none of the above. In ceiling fan employing capacitor-run motor, the secondary here you can see that the secondary winding surrounds the primary winding. You can see that in ceiling fan the secondary winding surrounds the primary winding. The capacitor selected for the capacitor run motor should be rated for RMS value, average value, peak value, voltage, none of the above. Here you can see that selected the rated for. You can see that the capacitor selected for capacitor run motor should be the peak value voltage. It should be peak value voltage in capacitor run motor. In capacitor start and run motors, the function of running capacitor is in series with the auxiliary winding is to improving the power factor, increasing the overload capacity, reducing the fluctuation in the torque to improve the torque. Here they ask the question capacitor start and run motors, the function. Here you can see that the function of the running capacitor is in series with the auxiliary winding is to improving the torque by here you can say by improving the torque we can connect this running capacitor is in series with this auxiliary winding in capacitor start and run motors. The value of starting capacitor for the fraction horsepower motor will be 100 microfarad, 200 microfarad, 300 microfarad, and 400 microfarad. Here can see that the value of starting capacitor. Here you can see that the value of starting capacitor of the fraction horsepower motor it should be a 300 microfarad. Which of the following motors is used in mixies? Here you can see that used in mixies. It is an application of the motor that is repulsion motor, reluctance motor, and hysteresis motor, and universal motor. It is universal motor. Here they ask the question like this also. What is the application you can use these universal motors? Means you can use it in mixies. Which of the following motors is inherently self-starting? Here they ask for the self-starting motor, split motor, shaded pole motor, reluctance motor, and none of the above. The self-starting motors are shaded pole motors. Which of the following motors is preferred for tape records? Here they ask for the application that is of these motor preferred in tape records. What motor we can use it in tape records? A shaded pole motor, hysteresis motor, two value capacitor motor, and universal motor. We can use it in these tape records is hysteresis motor. The motor used in small lathe machines is usually universal motor, DC motor, shunt motor, single phase capacitor run motor, and three phase synchronous motor. It is an important question. It is used as single phase capacitor run motor. We can use it in lathe machines. Which of the following motor has high starting torque? Here you can see that high starting torque in which motor you have that is repulsion motor, shaded pole motor, capacitor start motor, and split phase motors. The high starting torque should be a capacitor start motor. The electric motor used in portable drills. Here they ask for the portable drills. What type of motors we can use? A capacitor-run motor, hysteresis motor, universal motor, and repulsion motor. In portable drills, we can use it as universal motor. Which of the following motors can be used for unit power factor? For unit power factor, what kind of motors can use? A capacitor-run motor, shaded pole motor, a hysteresis motor, and surge motor. Surge motor we can use it for unity power factor. For unity power factor we can use it as surge motors. Which of the following is normally free from mechanical and magnetic vibrations? Here you can see that mechanical and magnetic vibrations free. Split phase motor, universal motor, hysteresis motor, shaded pole motor. Free from magnetic, mechanical and magnetic vibration is universal motor. That is sorry, it is a hysteresis motor free from mechanical and magnetic vibrations. Which of the following motors has two separate windings on the motor? Here you can see the two separate windings. Repulsion motor, repulsion induction motor, repulsion start induction run motor, none of the above. That is repulsion induction motor have two separate windings on the motor. Which of the following motors is generally used in electrical shavers? Here they ask the used in electrical shavers. What kind of motor used in electrical shavers? That is universal motor, shaded pole motor, reactance motor, and hysteresis motor. The motor used in electrical shavers is universal motor. Please subscribe my channel and share this video to your friends if you like. Thank you.